yɛne back to back sa no bi ahwɛ afei yentie His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na afei mamuate ne Ghana Bar Association aka ne yagye adwenkyerɛ bi ɛwɔ ho yentie ɛno video na yɛ boy no ne His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na wɔka kyerɛ NDC a lawyer for wo nia wode nani ehunu nia wode naso ate a won nsusue mu no as a statesman as a former president won nsusue mu no enimwa yamamuo papa akwantu a yetuo tie wei
that there must be judicial reform. Indeed, most Ghanaians, if you interview most Ghanaians, they believe that there must be some reform of the judiciary in order to bolster its reputation and make it an independent institution that not only Ghanaians but foreign investors and any person who is in the jurisdiction of Ghana can trust. And so, as part of the discussions you have, we must look at how we, as the executive and also the members of the judiciary, can work together to improve the image of the Ghanaian judiciary. I believe that if the image of the judiciary is improved, it inures to the benefit of those who work in the courts. It inures to the benefit of the judges and all the judicial service workers. And so this must be something that the executive cannot impose on the judiciary, but the judiciary and the executive working together, can work to improve the stature of the judiciary. We have our work cut out for us when it comes to the executive. We must make sure that we restore the trust of our people in the executive, and that people are not going to come into office and money is going to be found under their bed. And at least I can guarantee and assure the nation that I'm not going to be a client agent president, and that if people are accused of corruption, we would allow the constitutional bodies that are mandated to deal with those issues to go ahead and do their work and carry out those investigations. And so that I can give a firm assurance about. Let me also say that often when we have come out of elections and we have won, everybody wants to go into the executive. Our lawyers, please, I beg you, some of you must be prepared to go onto the bench. And I know that some have very lucrative legal practices. They don't want to leave those practices and go on the bench. But, I mean, you can see what the current president has done. He's appointed the biggest number of judges onto the bench. It's more than 80 towards 100 and counting. He's packed the courts. And we know that they've packed the courts because they want to avoid accountability after they have left office. And so all manner of people who are known to have been partisan, to have been executives of their party, who are in the legal profession, are being leapfrogged into the superior courts and other places. And so we must be prepared as NDC legal persons to also go onto the bench so that we can balance out, the judiciary. Currently, the judiciary is packed with NPP inclined judges because this government has carried out a deliberate policy of putting their people on the bench. And so I encourage some of you to look at careers on the bench so that we can balance out.
I don't know. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Asamno no aka no mesa sama me picture ni bio ebra na opanyin ya se na dwuma taade ene bra na yede ni posters ene na ne nam se wonie monto abama no wonie we yes say we die on say Ghana franca wonachi tama no ye Ghana dwuma we party adwuma no ye eti wohwe di na wa obetima bo ene wo no bra screen so eye power 979 ohwa obehu din no ena ho no wono nie na nadu nie na sama me na adwuma taade no e picture ni bio enie eti de adwam ha ma e ka na enie o why na enim ye ne omo anete amanfo nim munchi amanfo eni munchi nti na ama nsusuye bia beda ho se adai wo musuro se wo mufra ban mu a kankan ne proye na wo motehwo no kankan ne proye na efuro moto aba no wo mbekata so ade akasha ne lavender dia egugugugu so se de be hwehwehwema na eno ti na ye ni abre a ye guso a ye pia nkofo ye ho nkofo ade omugu aseni bia ho no. That is a question among for bisa na Ghana Bar Association wonu waka nanuma tum ama nanuma ya kan bon kan afidi obi nanum said obi asi akata ne hwene. Ghana Bar Association obi wanum also obi akata ne hwene maka manuma tuma che afa babie wanum ne kasa hwa de kan we ya ode abetudwa bekam ye ntia dia mampanyin ayi John Dramani Mahama kan no unfortunate. Hey, dia mampanyin John Mahama kan no unfortunate na judicial na nim no di twitwi form yenkwa homa no so Charles Collins policy analyst wadi asem ye chi ache yene ne ntwetwe nkomo emfa ho Charles me wache mo akwaba
Yeah, coming. Saying.
Yamina Darma, Medas, the Waja Penny, son, your Becassa. Would His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and may sure say, a yet Ghana Bar Association, almost statement, or more about 2 Montaine's one or so, what can came, what did you have to talk, what the statement, you know, at to Mampany, John Mahama, Adrian Water, was you no dear Necosway.
Yeah, coming, son pay Udinica. Na, I say, Ghana mining na yewo sisia yemfa no kredi enka asem wo hwe inyoma esi in the last 7 years under this current MPP government eni yerem na say eman nkasa mpanyimfo a yewum na yibu man no yempese eka no kore ekire mpanyimfo a omoteso anyoma yi bi sei ena ama wo hwe the Central African Republic, mostly the francophone colonies no omo eko di omukum sisia said ye ni nyane anapa ya de nchi mi fama no bosom ba wuti asema HE John Dramani Mahama ekan na eno ani nyina yin say in the last 7 years of this NPP administration over 100 judges from the lower court to the upper court have been appointed to those areas, and the judgment and the verdict are almost court na ebano Onsia MPP for Ankasedi. Now no Mukasa Kukrima. Omudi to say those judgments in any yami. Because offer typical example. This issue about say the birth certificates and the basis for applying for documents and now say passport.
That's right.
See, in democracy you see from the standard US and the UK now follow former colonial masters and the hybrid of their system. Into some part almost and I see omono it me accept the best certificate as the basis. Me I see a free omono it's me as Ariana and you it's say Asana John Mahama Kayan. And I'm happy that one can say Sabi Kosha Bembia or NDC more lawyer they are appointed to become a judge.
Yeah.
He says they should prepare themselves.
That's right.
And the preparation in standard for somebody to aspire to our high court, the person should not be a member of the Ghana Bar Association in good standing less than 5 years. At a minimum, you should be about 5 years and more. There's appeals court and the Supreme Court is the standard no home. And now I know because all share with screens are Papa in it too.
Yeah.
They are there democracy in any serious country. This man class should not even accept the appointment that the man so or a court, a high court or Supreme Court judge.
Because of the political background.
His lordship NS Gao I would need to what just need to say no. Yamfani say yeah party A members.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah party A members. Near the Asama come up a place. Near Yamfani say obedi no kure only attend Chebia or no bekano kura. Because of the poster ya or the two on meaning ko the poster will be good because I got no kura I will not accept to be in that court because the judge or the verdict will be already raised and found away to one. If one man no current to Macquem, like Ghana Bar Association, me and you share the history of Ghana Bar Association in our political dealings. They have been almost anti-socialist inclined leadership. Because obviously, so the capitalists, the so-called capitalist parties, any opportunities. Every time they on the they deal secretly with some of these Ghana Bar Association members. It favors them. It always for FPP. They are hardly going to criticize the MPP for it. It may catch MPP for any NDC for say. In the interest of Ghana, we should accept some of these things in good faith.
Okay. What him Charles, my remember has said about you better appreciate the Ghana Bar Association for no eka. Nyokasa ye now one ye join us for an ekasa. Our public relations officer, Emma Ghana Bar Association, Xavier Kuje, or describe His Excellency John Mahama, Nijina be announced Nijina ye. I was asking you say ill informed. Nature say and 701 no more suko ye. And I walk as an insem not the two jano hata. Now Natia Mami quote to the paper say I will say first and foremost the most unfortunate and improper comment. I don't know how he came to that conclusion. There's nothing wrong with former President Mahama advising a group of lawyers who have a Maliba a response. But public relations officer and they say Mahama statement, ill informed. But just to quote him, was say, so all manner of people. No, I think that my misleading. Okay, but the kind of say statement, ill informed, and that the President Mahama kind of unfortunate, and of course, you can say not one susu that say be free a former president or Abasa. Who wanna say?
That's funny. Yeah, Kasa said be ill informed now. You did say, I call the court. Can you identify an MPP member or a judge? If the answer is yes, then the PR of Ghana Bar Association obviously is wrong. Was it a poison the minds of Ghanaians? You see, that is one game planner. This civil society groups I play. The American stand say, so we share Asemi Okanya. I'm telling you on authority. Embra President Akufo-Addo Kojina Ase North. Our car say Emma electric and to about Emma will be of a prison. Was the president still informing the electric now number one? Yes, Ghana Bar Association. Oman Kashe. And I offer an Usudima. I will be to say honorable Kandapa. O meeting with the judges. That's right. And no Okachiro say the judgment that I am with free on the court in the ban. Akobani say if favor are binding too much. And my sister at Timemufono, they are complaining. In the yes, I did a war court. Is it a case say Kandapa was speaking from an ill informed position? The Ghana Bar Association here no Kasam or Kasa with the view of best sanitizing the government situation as it stands now. Oh, Samu. That is so helpful. Oh, Samu, so best sanitize it about a position with regards to Samataway. Definitely. But hold on, Charles. And you say, Wabwa said a beya, a man for ya a dream beer, Mwa a year attempting ya war my Ghana. And you say, Wabwa said a beya as I dream be free. Because I say a poison. That's I mean. And yet, Bua born in the house. But a Bua Payebi say, okay, Papa Nasam no Kai no crack. By Jamasano Crani, a tongue of Fajima, Omudi, Omoni the Court. In Yan Kedibia, every man of Fajima, Yomo, a snail, woman, among Cocase, okay, Asama. Which is John Dramani Makan, no correct. But we program here. We say midday news. Kitty Garden so now could be so almost say. So only Obinya Sama or better so the assembly the court then you know the impact of what John Mahama was saying to the more. The Ghana Bar Association, they should stop some of these things. It doesn't serve their interest. Because see, yanye na nukrena ndedi na manu da sumina so. Yenya this unfortunate situation, there will be nothing like Ghana Bar Association. In fact, this PR no Kasana, he will not even have the opportunity to speak his mind. Yanji nukrena to say, in normal in terms of the partisan situation, you come. The main Mami Kasan one share this public sitting.
Baswa no. Would you so body among Bejina Homano so mamma? Na yentie near a course or nra. Revelations are how do I buy a IGP league tape no and come concerned a committee na a year parliament. Tenants of Sone and some who do any bisa a post from penny form and bugri nabu equidin coma yachigu fidie suono yen take a crana for member Charles Olinso na yen to common dear dine di aye partisanship ewura ye various strategic institution titru yabambo quote away.
I asked a very simple question. You have indicated to this committee that Chief Nabu ask you about your opinion on the performance of the current IGP. And you said you told him of your opinion. And I'm asking whether that opinion you expressed is captured in the audio before us or not.
Now let me take you to page 23, where the same video you featured in a comment you made. The DFTO and the man are like this. Dampare. What? When you say the DFTO and the man are like this, Dampare, you want to explain what that means? Page 23.
Honorable Chair, if you could remember, I want to cast your mind back that the tape itself is not correct. Because what is written here, it doesn't even make sense to me.
Senior, don't say that. Don't say that the tape itself is not correct.
Sorry.
Okay, it's way brad now walk as a year and no my what tape when you're correct now for a chairperson or air correct no. But Charles Sansan me ba hono. Adia ba kwa was ye na ye hunu ne say spirituality ne physical advancement amount for a year say umbetu dampare every IGP position no so no ebe todwa wa bra na ye totum panifo yi ano wo de yentie emu baako.
Chief Bugri Nabu made an emphatic statement that this thing, I just want to quote him verbatim, but it will be difficult. What all that he was trying to say was that this thing, you have to fight it both physically and spiritually. And then he gave us examples, but those examples, people that he helped them fight for the position spiritually, it was a private conversation. I don't want to make it public here. But the spiritual one, he went further to show us which places that he can go. So it was on the premise of this that I made that statement that Alaji, this one there, you are the boss, because you made us understand that I didn't even know that when you are fighting for a position, you have to fight it in two ways, both spiritually.
And I feel so powerful from say to fight in your position and say over one man you queer wa bemo and do not dine where the Charles at the end the kafa I mean your security agencies and then the data.
Kwame, sɛ Oye Timemuni, nothing, what share, the coso in the last 4 days, 5 days, our parliament in terms of this video leaky now. What that, as a woman with me, Ebushi. Any serious country in the woman, Anka Inspector Asari, COP Alex Mensa.
That's right.
And Omo appear before the commission.
You mean Superintendent George Asari?
Very good. And there's a spare on uniform cry. In fact, for COP Alex Mensa, on the Okono, no on same uniform, so it's understandable. I say our leave prior to retirement. Now these are you can't position now on Ukraine and say the benign theater. When we say a minor echoda, now you person and bond be between Omuji and minor in terms of security, no more preventing those harms between me now so that papa we me kotina bugri na buni office na on to me who say the meeting no yen wo ho no omo recording now. Then you have no security officer in charge.
That's right.
In fact, what they have done, it amounts to an internal coup. And outrightly, me after this sitting room, I am believing and what I have witnessed so far from Honorable James Agagami questioning, it is likely some of them might be stripped or demoted from their position on women. And it will be a recommendation because if these are senior officers who take some of these decisions and they can go ahead to do some of these things now, it will not be advisable to allow them to be in their current position. Actually, they will advance because also to say Superintendent Asaria, I say no other call ASP, then becomes COP. Or bet me acquire in the near future an IGP. If he is able to manipulate and lobby for such positions, you can imagine what he can do in the near future.
And the basis of lobbying here, party or womb, and then the kafa ye post and I say ye bambo jumano ne dachi, and then ye bet my ya a ye sad your way through for a bimono yanya reforms.
You see, Master Kwame, there are some here and the partisan consideration at the baton change. In the last 6 years, there has not been any official publication of enlistment into the security services.
Okay.
The album will be after by close of August, September. You see new faces in new uniform, indicating say recruitment. How are they recruited? The Nippon credibility, no, they call a security force and yeah, papa. You understand that Obetunya is just to advance the cause of the appointing authority. And it is dangerous. Now, these officers are not serving in the interest of the country, but the interest of the appointee or appointee, which does not speak well. The Manu de Signation, the video in about out, and those leak audios near there now. It is likely the manipulation might have gone through because what you say, you can't do once and crowd. Whether did you know in the Malam sense, you're using Quranic teachings to do spiritual things just to get the man off, and I say your local understanding of the Jew. This is not what security officers are supposed to do. Kofi Annan Institute and Kofi Annan Peacekeeping Center or home. They do security forensics. Which will be to say Professor Emin or Kasa will say yes. This man is not in uniform. But because Najee will book more Osia forensic, he understands the game. Look at it, say Kenneth Festus Abuadi. Or Kasa, who said this is somebody who has served the country without any prejudice to anybody's position or influence.
But the experience, Kasa.
Definitely. It is in conform anyway. It is likely say I'm be invited dampering so. Okay. Yeah, I'm inviting you. Me from the little experience with a security and policy initiative.
Yeah.
These people should be stripped of their position in terms of demotion. Because and yes, sir, it will serve as a vice presidency, junior one, so move on.
Very well.
Telephone pass for yes, I did. Near to me and tune of a swan. Young Colani, you'll be able to me and cafe. Then most of them keep talking about their rights in the presence of the committee. Yes, right is not absolute. So long as the interest of the state is involved, you cannot go and do some of these things and be fighting or talking about your rights in the presence of the committee.
Mate, Charles, you're ready to you fancy a Niakano, you better was Wabra, you're quite me. That's a panel, bra, when you're my and nano pay nothing. So, Nimbia with the Ababata and Comono, and what Charles Olins Mensa, a political analyst, but answer your econo. So, Makaya, I also was going to see, you know, Yenya post for be on bed defending, yes, near course, no, Saba Pepe, yes, I dream Bonnie be techi. Se munima ena me catch mo COP Alex Mensa no hobby tie di okaye.
Now I wasn't here when the incident happened.
And you say you are going to investigate this much?
Of course.
I drove past this list. I
to die a natural death. We need to investigate to see those who actually came, whether they were policemen or from the national security or wherever they came.
But I'm asking, is it professional? So you are denying that they are your members?
I'm not denying anything.
No, but you say you don't know them.
Yes, because all my men are not masked.
So by extension, you are denying that they are your members.
You don't put words in my mouth. I'm telling you that my men are not masked. There are policemen here. You can see from police, military, nobody is masked. If there were people who were masked, where are they from? Are they from the police? Are they from the national security? Are they from any other forces? We need to investigate.
Is it professional for any security official to be masked? Is it professional? Is it allowed?
It depends on the work they are doing.
Okay, I drove.
So they know he defended their cause one. Safe mate nieti asabre no ye jandam no. Safe mate ase. E no abedan na di e wo committee no ne dwumadi a wodie no. Partisanship ye di wura institutions awodom. Post agene de judiciary ye abato commission no so a wo ye last hope no so eno so ye de wura ho. Eti yete wo ye dai. Ye Tonton Sansan na me de abra na no pay. Pa! Hwi
$405.